Kobe farted.
Did you swallow a piece of sausage?
Ugh. Spicy sausage. Kobe farted.
That's from It's Always Sunny, where Dee's she's on
Damn.
Dee's she's gonna be on Conan O'Brien.
Oh yeah.
And they're like flying her to LA, and then her manager's like, "You okay?" Because she's like kind of starting to vomit. And she's like, he's like, "Are you okay?" And she's like, "It's a little piece of sausage."
Yeah, because she does it when she gets nervous, right?
Yeah.
Damn. I know she's all depressed and she hasn't showered.
Yeah.
She's like the best comedian.
Sweet D, the joke's on me.
Damn, it's so funny how she thought she got on the private jet to LA and it never even took off.
No, it did take off, but Frank paid for the jet to just fly around
Philly.
Philly.
Turn around, yeah.
No, it's just flying in a circle around Philly.
Damn, that was like the worst prank. Have you ever been pranked?
Probably. What do you mean?
Has anyone ever like done some shit like that? Not obviously not at that level, all that like manipulative and crazy, but
right.
Has anyone ever played a prank on you?
Yeah.
They played a prank on you?
I feel like you have a really good story.
I don't. I just look like I have. I'm all happy. You've been pranked?
Kind of. It was a small prank, but it was pretty memorable.
What happened? Tell me about the prank.
So, I don't know if it was like Uber Eats or something, or one of those delivery service.
Mm-hmm.
I pissed somebody off, and they knew my address.
What?
And yeah, this is my friend.
Okay.
Pissed them off. They knew my address. They ordered like a huge bag of just like not cans, what would you call them? Like containers of salt.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom opened the door and she was like freaked out because this guy's like, "Oh, this is from Uber Eats. Like you ordered this."
Mm-hmm.
My mom's like, "I didn't order that." And then she calls me and she's like, "Did you order this?" And I was like, "No." And she's like freaking out. She's like panicking. She's like, "What is this?"
It's all this salt.
And then I was like, okay. So I just took the bag. My mom's like, "You shouldn't be taking that. It could have whatever. It's brand new salt. I'm not going to waste salt."
Yeah.
And
you don't want to waste good salt.
the guy's like, "I don't know. I'm leaving. I was just told to, drop this off." And I was like, "And somebody paid you?" And he's like, "Yeah, like it's already been paid and it's fine." Anyway, the person ended up telling me that it's because I'm so salty.
Oh! That's punny.
It was pretty funny.
So they left salt at your doorstep.
Yeah. And it freaked my mom out.
That's a little odd.
And I told that person that I was going to get them back, and I never did.
Damn, how do you get back a person who leaves salt on your doorstep?
Yeah.
Without taking it too far?
For being so salty.
I would leave shit on their doorstep. That's like the next step up. You leave shit.
I was a little annoyed just because of my mom being freaked out, because she thinks like, I grew up in the time where there was like anthrax in the candy for Halloween.
I grew up in a real tough time. They were mailing us viruses.
So my mom's like thinking like, "What is this? There's something in the salt.
Is it the thrax?"
Yeah. It was a good prank, but yeah, it freaked out my mom, so I felt a little like I had to defend her honor. You
felt like you went too far.
And I did it.
You offended someone.
So that was it was a pretty...
Alright, that's a prank. That's not, that's not sweet D level prank, but it was...
No, I don't think anyone's gonna have that extreme of a prank. Unless they're balling, then that's... If I was balling, I'd be pranking people all the time.
When I was in high school, my friends and I prank called this guy we knew who was probably 4 or 5 years older than us, and he was in a local band.
Mm-hmm. He was in Pollo Loco? We
knew his little sister, so we had his number because of his little sister, and we called him, and I pretended to be a booking manager for
oh, cool, yeah.
For a booking company in Hollywood called Manifest Booking, which was this if you were in a local band in LA or the 66 during that time, You for sure got hit up by Manifest.
Okay.
I don't even care. I'm shouting them out by name because they're fucking whack.
Okay.
They'd be like, you got to sell like 50 tickets, and you get to play at the Whiskey Go.
Yeah.
You're like, yo, cool, I get to. I just fucking sold.
It's basically
$25 tickets.
basically the concept of kids selling chocolate for
straight up. Yeah, it is that you're like paying to perform somewhere. And they're making it seem like you'll
get 2 tickets to Six Flags.
Yeah, they're like, oh, you know, like, if you sell 50, you get it, and any more tickets you sell, if someone shows up and is like, I'm here for, you know, your band, then you get to keep the money. But like, what? Come on. At that age, it was tough to even sell 50 tickets.
Yeah.
So anyways, we prank called this fucking dude, and I pretended I was the guy from that booking company, and I put on this voice, and I was like pretending to be the guy. And I was only like 14 or 15, and this guy was like super stoked that I was calling, and I was like, we told him like, you only have to sell 15 tickets, and like,
he's like, that's it.
Yeah, and I made up like the bands that were performing and shit, and like my homies were just like,
did you rehearse this?
Or no, I just did it like on the spot.
Oh
like,
my god.
Yeah, I was like, I'll talk, I'll answer the phone, and like I just like did this whole fucking character, and this guy was so excited. I forgot what band we said he was gonna play with, some like super like popular emo band at the time. And he was like, Mom, I'm gonna play with this band or whatever. And his like mom was in the background. He was like telling his family and shit. He was all stoked.
So maybe I could have a clip.
What the hell? She's got me on the fucking camera. I'm zucked.
You're not in it.
I don't want to be in the video.
Just say hi. Speaking of bands, and I'll let you finish, but I'm gonna forget this. And I learned that this is probably a symptom of ADHD. I'm not gonna get too into that. Oh my god,
you and your ADHD fucking D. Go ahead.
It's that you interrupt people because you're gonna forget what triggered your mind. Anyway,
have you been watching Whitney?
No, I haven't. You know, she's been annoying me for a while. Anyway, Turnstile is gonna be at Camp Flognaw.
Damn, I saw that, and let me say something. I was pissed.
Random.
I was pissed.
So random.
And I wasn't pissed because, like, I have anything against Turnstile. I'm just like, why are they the only,
right?
Like, hardcore, if you can see my fingers, I'm doing the quotations. I'm doing the quotes.
Oh, never mind.
You can't move it? The ring light's stationary?
But it's, like, pretty still.
She's got the ring light. She's got the camera. She's trying to... Yo! I'm on camera.
Mom, I'm on camera.
I'm on camera. I
on
saw.
My phone camera.
I'm on the iPhone. I saw that shit. It was like, kind of like, you're like trying to like pose on the camera. You're all pouting. Like, okay, tell me more. Turnstile, yeah. Like, how come they became like the band that, like, all these like Mac DeMarco soft boys like just love, like
Mac DeMarco's soft boys. Tell
me
more about that.
Weak ass fucking
elaborate.
Mac DeMarco soft boys are like dudes that like
they're in frats.
And obviously sometimes I dress like this, but like they wear like white chucks and they wear like 501s, but they're like high water, and they wear a beanie, and then they wear like they just dress like Mac DeMarco. And then they act like they're really sad and soft, and they're really just like gaslighting and just like yelling at their girlfriends.
Oh, interesting. So that bothered you. Anyway, what were you gonna say about this prank?
This prank's over. We're talking about Turnstile now.
You're done with the prank.
Yeah, the prank's over. I called the guy, pretended to be a booking agent. I said, "Oh, we're Manifest," and then like. He got super stoked and all excited.
Wait, so what ended up happening?
So I gave him a date. I was like, this is the day I went way too far with it, honestly. I was like, here's the day you're performing. Here's who you're performing with. And I even gave him the number for the booking agent. The actual number. Mm-hmm. So he must have called the guy at some point.
This guy's like, who are you?
Yeah. This guy's probably like, what the fuck? There's no way he would listen to it.
Yeah.
There's no way anyone would know who I'm talking about, which is even funnier.
There was also a small prank that my cousin did on me. She's my older cousin.
You're like my cousin. You're like
I
millions
have
of cousins.
tons of cousins, so it could be anyone.
Yeah.
And for my cousins that listen, it leaves them wondering, which cousin was this?
Who was it? Was it me?
Cousin. So she calls my mom, and I know that the cousin that did this is definitely not listening to this. So she calls my mom. I was a teenager. Mm-hmm. She calls my mom at work from a private number or something like that, a number my mom didn't recognize. She tells my mom, this is from Mean Girls, by the way. She tells my mom, hello, I'm calling from Planned Parenthood, and I just wanted to let you know that I have Alexis's results.
What?
And basically telling my mom that I'm pregnant.
No, that's fucking crazy.
I know, both of these pranks involve my mom, and it's really cruel. Like, giving my mom a heart attack.
Holy shit.
Anyway, my mom's like freaking out, and my cousin ends up like laughing on the phone. And she's like, she's yelling at my cousin. She's like,
oh,
yeah.
Shit scared me, the Febreze.
And my mom's just like all pissed off at her. But then she started laughing, so it's all good. And all this, like, I had no idea what was going on until I got home.
God damn.
Yeah. That was a pretty good prank tale.
We used to prank call people, and I would play a character named Marble.
Marble,
and he's a drug dealer. And I'd call... It'd be like myself and like at least like 6 other friends in my backyard. Mm-hmm. It'd be like Chris, Julian would be there. Remember Edward? Mm-hmm. Edward would be there. James would be there. Sometimes Joe Fung would be there. Who else would be there? The whole gang. And then we'd call someone, and they'd give me the phone, and then they'd all be already laughing, like handing me the phone.
Because you're the only one that could probably keep a straight face.
Yeah, I could keep the straight face, so I'm doing it. They'd call, and they'd be like... A random number, like, Edward would just go through, like, girls' numbers he has. And be like, here, call her. And I'd be like, okay. And they'd be like, hello? And I'd be like, yeah, this is Marble. This is Marble. Where's my money? And so I would just call people and just pretend I was Marble.
Marble.
Okay. I was Marble. I would call people and pretend I was Marble.
Which one of my friends... I mean... Yeah, I had some friends, because I could never keep a straight face. Like, I was always laughing if I was doing a prank call. So yeah, I just, like, could not do it.
I remember when we prank called Sparrow, you couldn't stop laughing in the back.
Even when we prank called my friend.
We can't say who it was to protect her from the embarrassment of our prank call.
And then she knew it was you.
After, like, a while, she was like... Jesse? It's like, did we admit it was us?
I think we did.
Oh, man.
It's pretty funny.
It wasn't the first time we did that, was it?
No, the second time she already knew.
She knew. The first time she didn't know.
It's actually really funny that she answers the phone.
I know. Who answers the phone? A random number is all excited.
Hello?
Me? Yes. Yes, you.
We chose you.
We chose you to get pranked.
Good old prank calls.
You know what? Prank calls are funny. I think we should do an episode where we prank call people.
Sure. I think now that I'm older, I think I can be better at it.
Do you want to ruin it with laughing in the back?
I don't think I think I'll actually be fine. I think I'll be able to keep and maintain, like, something.
A cool, calm demeanor? A cool face, a poker face.
Yeah, I just need to like think about what character I'm going to be in.
Who you are.
Yeah, and who I am at that moment.
And who I am at the moment.
It's very powerful.
And you got to really be that person.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not good at impressions. You are.
I don't think I'm that good. I think I just.
You're better than a lot of people I've ever met.
Better than a what?
You're better than a lot of people I've met.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
You got a weird voice. Got a register. Got a large register.
You're registered?
I'm registered.
Megan's Law?
Oh my god, no. Not like
You know
that.
what's crazy? I have to disclose that to people, and they always freak out.
Disclose what to people?
Megan's Law.
What do you have to disclose about
Like
it?
for a lease.
Oh, I'm like, what do you have to disclose to them?
People need to know if there's sex offenders in the area.
Yeah, so you guys tell them.
Yeah.
You say this many people.
This is the man
what
that will be looking
hell?
at your children.
You have to tell them there's a person.
I have to show them the
hold on.
people.
Is there someone here that lives here that's on Megan's Law?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Is it Rock and Roll McDonald's?
No.
Thank God.
It's ICP. Just kidding.
No way. If people don't even know, we have nicknames for all of the tenants that live here.
ICP?
Yeah, we have funny names. Rock and Roll McDonald, Smokey, ICP.
Mrs. Doubtfire.
Mrs. Doubtfire. Yeah. Hello.
She's sweet. Anyway, no.
She's sweet.
No,
So there's not one.
So we live right next to a school, so
That makes sense.
registered sex offenders, not saying that there's no sex offenders here, but registered sex offenders can't live within like a 3 to 5 mile radius of a school.
Yeah, so then they can't live here.
No, they can't.
Yeah.
But there probably is some sex offenders in here.
Unregistered.
They're just probably not registered. Yeah.
They're not in the club yet.
Yeah.
They're not registered.
Yeah.
So weird.
And it's like crazy because there's probably a lot of unregistered sex offenders.
Well, yeah. There's
like more than there's
registered.
probably registered.
Yeah.
So
the registered are the guys that got caught.
Exactly.
Doing weird shit.
Yep. But there's a lot of guys that are doing weird shit.
Yeah.
Like
There's
a lot.
A lot of guys doing weird shit.
It's like really
Some
weird.
guys should be registered. They're not even.
Let's talk about why guys are so weird.
I don't know. I mean, I'll tell you, I'm a guy.
Is
We're
this
weird.
a touchy subject?
No, it's not touchy. Is that a joke? Is that a pun?
Oh. And this is I'm Being Seriously.
Billie Holiday.
Brought to you by K-Jazz.
I'm
loving it.
Yeah. I don't know. Why are guys so weird? I will tell you that as a guy...
I mean, girls are weird, but would you admit that guys are a little weirder?
Okay,
Maybe
you just
like a lot weirder?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. That's what I was just about to say. Like, guys are just weird because we're horny. That's really it.
Here we go.
Here we go. God, it's like some guy listening is like, oh, God.
Some random guy from, like, Australia is like, here we go.
Some dude just
like a southern accent.
His dick's already in his hand. Wow. Really?
Do people from Australia have southern accents?
You know, they're kind of like southerners. They're like the southerners of British people.
You know? A little bit, because they're down there.
They're down there, yeah. They're the outback. Like, so the south is a little bit like, Australia.
Yeah, all the swamps.
All the alligators. The crocs. They got cousins. They're cousins.
Right. Maybe we should invent shoes that are called alligators. Gators.
They already have gators.
Oh. Never mind.
But Crocs and alligators, like...
You got Crocs.
There's
and
not
gators.
A third one.
Like, you're wearing gators?
We should invent a third type of reptilian thing.
Lizard
with big mouth. Big teeth?
Lizard.
Is that reptiliist? Am I reptiliist?
Anyway.
Yeah, anyways.
Let's talk about the weirdness.
Show us the alien's genitals.
Right now?
Yeah, show me. Let's see the alien's genitals and I'll believe they're real. Guys are weird because we get horny.
That's it.
I mean, that's like the primary reason.
That's why you guys do weird shit.
If I had to boil it down to why men are fucking weird and do weird shit,
it's because they're horny.
It's because men get horny and they do unthinkable, disgusting things at some point if they're too horny.
Yes, I guess that is true. And obviously there's the guys that are like weird that are actually hurting people and harming people.
Yeah.
And then there's like
the
weird
hurting
guys
too.
that are,
It's like literally.
And then there's the guys that are like, okay, well, I can't hurt somebody, so I'm going to hurt myself and do this weird shit.
Or they become like a priest.
Or they do like bestiality, and that's even worse.
That's probably, in my book, just as bad as hurting people.
Yeah,
I'd say, yeah, you're hurting innocent animals.
Sick.
You're raping animals.
Ew. Let's not use that word.
How does an animal consent?
They can't.
They can't, exactly. So there's just like, it's like a child or something. It's like an animal, sweet little innocent angel animal.
Yeah.
Poor little Kobe. You know?
Don't say that. Because you already know what happened this week.
Oh, what do you... What the hell? That sounds terrible. You already know what happened this week. Nothing happened to Kobe, for those who are listening. He did have an accident, shit all over the place.
He shit all over his dick.
He shit all over himself.
His dick and his balls.
And I said, I'm not going to... I'm not going to be the one to do this to him. I'm not going to clean him like that.
No.
I cleaned everything else.
Well, the thing is that I didn't want to carry him.
I had to carry him. He had the shit on him.
He's very heavy.
He's heavy. He's heavy. And she had to clean. Someone had to clean. So she cleaned him, and she did a good job cleaning him. And
it just felt very inappropriate.
The lipstick had to be cleaned.
Ew. His lipstick wasn't even out.
The lipstick wasn't out, people. This just in. The lipstick was sheathed.
Oh, God. It's very traumatizing for me, and it's kind of annoying because he probably doesn't think about it at all.
Why is that annoying? It's actually, that's the good part, is that he
doesn't remember that I touched him.
He's not aware, he doesn't care, he knew we were just cleaning him, and he looked at us, it was like, oh, his neck all scrunched up.
Like a baby?
He looked like a baby, just a little baby.
And he's so freaking heavy that I was like, I can't carry him while you're cleaning him.
I say baby, and he like looks at me, and he's like, chewing on something. Like, what did you get?
Like, what are you even chewing on? That's why you have diarrhea.
His eyes are like halfway closed. Like,
I swear.
We said baby and he just looked like he thinks we're talking about him.
Don't talk to him. He's gonna ruin this episode with his
he's
noises.
on timeout. He's not allowed to be on the pod. When's Kobe gonna be on the podcast?
When's Kobe? My next guest.
My next guest, our dog. Yeah, men are disgusting. I mean, do we really gotta, get
into the details, the nooks?
The sad part is, I wish it was more complex than that, but it's probably not.
Literally it.
I think all the other things are just reasons to add on to why they're weird, but it really boils down to that. There's no other reason why a man would be weird otherwise, because, things like murder and, actually just,
hurting people. Right.
That's kind of, somewhat understandable by people, because you're like, okay, you can get mad. And, you get mad and then people want to hurt people and people have anger problems. But, you're like, okay, you're just like an animal.
What's, a weird thing that you've heard that a guy does that's, weird? Maybe not hurting an animal or a person, but it's, weird?
I mean, I've heard a lot of weird shit. Shit I don't even want to say.
You know what's a common thing I've heard, not from people I know, but just a common thing I've heard from comedians who maybe might be lying, but I know there's some truth to some of these stories because this has been a joke that's been said.
What?
Is that they put peanut butter.
No, don't say that. I knew you were going to say that. That's
yeah.
That's what every woman likes to bring up is that one.
It's very weird.
It is weird. It's the super weirdest one.
So you don't like talking about the peanut butter thing?
It's not that I don't like talking about it. It's just such a gross example that I hear all the time.
Because
it's the only weird thing that girls can think of that they think guys do. I'm like, what? There's so many other gross things.
No, there's weirder things, but that's a more... I guess that's maybe kind of lighter than the weirder shit that they do.
I don't know. Letting a dog lick your nuts.
It's usually a girl dog, too, which I don't like.
What the hell? That's a new detail I've never...
It's a bestiality thing for sure.
It's a girl dog? I don't know if I've heard whether it matters or not, to be honest. Is it gay if it's a guy dog?
Yes. You know how, sensitive guys are about their masculinity? They're like, I'm not gay. She's a girl.
If the dog's got to be a girl if it's going to lick the peanut butter.
What? So weird.
Weird logic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've heard some real weird shit. I heard... I don't know how old I was. We were probably 15. Some guy in his 20s told Chris and I that he puts two mattresses together and he fucks the mattress.
What the fuck? Why does he need two mattresses?
You know how, like, there's, like, the box and there's, like, the mattress? You said he would, like, put, like, a banana peel in between the box and the mattress and just fuck the banana peel.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
To make it, like, tight and enclosed.
And then we had a friend.
Well, that's a ghetto way.
We had two different friends who didn't even really know each other who had jars of cum.
What?
Like their own nut. Like they were just
That's
like
disgusting.
collecting their own semen.
What do you think they're doing with it? You think they're really collecting it, or you think they're doing...
No, they collect. I saw it.
I know, but do you think they're, like, leaving some in people's shit? Do you think, like...
No, they were just collecting a jar and just seeing what happens with it. I don't know. You're asking me like I know to begin with.
I know, but do you... Like, there's probably guys out there that collect their, like... Ew.
Well, I mean, you know, that's like, you know, how people joke. You know, like, you don't mess with fast food workers because they'll do nasty shit to your food.
Oh, so gross.
It's gross.
Do you know anyone that's ever done that?
I personally don't know. Every kitchen I've ever worked in, that's something that you're just like, that's way too crazy to do.
Yeah.
So, like, I always thought, like, oh, it's actually, like, you know, it's not as probably as common as people think. But then again, there are some people that are so, like, fucking shameless and disgusting. Mm-hmm. That's because those kitchens I worked in where people need their job, and it's not like a bunch of dumb kids working.
Yeah.
It was like adults.
Right.
Like, I need this job. They value it. They like cooking. They respect the craft. Mm-hmm. So, like, they weren't, like, going to pull a pube out and put it in someone's fucking...
food.
Yeah.
That's gross.
Yeah, that shit's fucking nasty. Yeah, man, we're pretty bad.
Yeah.
We're all pretty bad. I can't think of can't think of a good guy. No, I was kidding. No, I think, you know, obviously, you know, like, we're just nasty.
Right.
Even like when we're not, even when men are not like fucking creeps or perverts, like we're just nasty. Like we smell, we sweat, like we got all this hair and shit. Like most of us do, you know.
Yeah. Still nasty.
It's still nasty, you know, like.
Yeah. What do you think of, what's a weird thing that you've come across a girl doing?
Oh, man.
Like, what's some weird shit?
I knew a girl who would collect her nails.
Nails?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Her nose?
That's what I was going to say when you were talking about this. I was going to say, like, I think with girls, like, it's more of like an obsessive thing, like, of collection. Mm-hmm. Girls like to collect things.
It's odd.
Because, like, I was trying to, like, think of any stories or girls, and
like
I'm
like... The Little Mermaid.
I'm like, okay, girls get obsessed with things, and they collect, and they put pictures and, like, these, like, obsessive things of, like, you know, boys, and, like, pictures and hair, and I don't know. You never collect anyone's hair? Just kidding.
I collected my own hair once. When I was... Like, you know, I have, like, tics, you know, from, like, my anxiety and stuff. Mm-hmm. And, like, one tick I had when I was younger was I would pull hair out.
Oh, yeah, you did tell me that.
And I would collect the hairs, and I'd collect them in a book.
Okay, yeah, that's weird.
Yeah. And then I would just, like, look at the hairs later and then, like, blow them away.
Yeah.
It was weird. I had to, like, actively stop trying to do it. I think I was, like, high school probably. It's
weird that you get weirded out by like me, but that's also kind of weird because like, you know, I do like weird stuff sometimes.
How do I get weirded out by you? What do you do? Tell the audience what you do.
I'm not gonna repeat it again. I've already said it in 2 episodes.
I don't want to even hear you say it again, honestly. Like I'm like embarrassed for you.
I'm not embarrassed by it, so it's embarrassing that you're embarrassed for me.
I'm embarrassed by it. I think of it and I smell it.
I'm not embarrassed. I'll say it. You want me to say it?
Don't say it.
You want me to embarrass you?
Stop.
Anyway. So you know that blackhead that's on my back?
Oh my god. Yeah, I know that. Like I pop it twice a year for you.
Before I didn't know about it, right? So the first time that like, I don't know if it was my mom or my aunt that took it out, I like saved it on a tissue.
What the fuck? You're like on a petri dish and then I cloned it.
I observed it. It was
I watched
very
it grow.
Strange.
I watched it change.
I threw it away because I was like, what am I gonna do with this?
Well, yeah, what are you going to do with it? That's weird.
It was just weird. I was just like, this came out of my back?
That's fucking weird.
Yeah.
I guess it's like a weird sense of like possessiveness.
I just didn't know
It belongs to you.
Yeah, I just didn't. It felt like a relief when it came out too. I was like, oof.
I mean, that's like, when I got my what was it? I got my wisdom teeth taken out. And they gave me something.
Your tooth?
Yeah.
Huh.
I think it was my wisdom teeth. It was some random shit like that.
I think they crack most of your wisdom teeth.
Yeah, I don't think it was the wisdom teeth. It was some other shit. Like my mom collects my baby teeth and shit like that.
Yeah, that's what I was also gonna mention is like moms collect weird shit. Like the umbilical cord.
I was gonna say my mom has my sister and I's umbilical cords in like a. It's like vacuum sealed.
What movie is that from? Where she saves the foreskin from the baby circumcision.
What movie is that?
There's a movie. I think it's a comedy, and I want to say it has Ben Stiller in it.
Oh yeah, you're right. She keeps the smut.
Yeah,
schmutz.
it might be Meet the Fockers.
I think it is Meet the Fuckers.
Yeah, and then it ends up in someone's drink or something.
Yeah, you're right. It's not Barbara Streisand.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, right, Barbara Streisand. She's like, got his schmutz.
Yeah, like moms save weird shit. My mom used to save my baby teeth too. I don't think that's weird, but it is like a collection
it's
type of thing.
It's not as weird as other shit, for sure.
Yeah, it's a collecting type of thing, and women collect.
I think not
just
women. Which is actually
women. Funny.
I wouldn't say just women. I would say...
I think it's a weird thing that...
That's not the weirdest thing women do. Y'all be doing weird shit.
What's another thing?
You're like, it's just collecting. That's all we do. That's all we do is collect.
No, it's just that I noticed when I think of like weird, I don't know, habits or behaviors that women do, it's a lot of like obsessive collecting. I
mean, just in my experience, I haven't experienced that. I've noticed that more men collect things than women because you're never going to walk into some woman's house. Not never, but you're more likely to walk in some dude's house and see like a wall of Funko Pops, and you're not going to see that in like some chick's house.
But you're more likely to walk into like a woman's like room and see all these pictures of this weird guy, like, you know, like a
What do you think's weirder, the wall of Funko Pops or the wall of posters?
I think the wall of posters of the same person, just because like it's like the same person.
So like stalkerish.
A Funko Pop is like a collective item.
Even if there's like dozens of them.
Yeah.
Like 300.
It's still just like collecting, like even collecting coins. Like okay, that's understandable. Collecting like stamps even. It's like stickers. It's pretty normal still. Yeah. It's like the obsessive of like looking at the same person in different forms all over your wall. That's very weird. True.
Maybe for women it's
you don't
more
even
of
know.
A personal type of obsession. Like it's more focused on an individual than it is a actual like for men.
Item.
Yeah, for men a lot of men collect items like cards and toys and like music equipment. Shoes is a huge one. That's like a real soft collection. Like for men, it's like on the light side because it's like, you know, it's like a more, I don't know what it is. It's just more like normalized, I guess, than the other shit. And women actually do collect shoes too, though. Women have a shit. It's like the stereotype that women have like a crazy shoe collection, and they're just like don't want to get rid of all their shoes.
Right.
You have a shitload of shoes. Like.
Okay.
Let's talk about how many shoes you get. Like, when are you gonna get rid of all of them? No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
It's too many.
Too many.
Definitely got like 40 pairs of shoes.
You have a lot of shoes. Mine are like basic shoes, though.
Mine are too.
I just pulled those out and I've like never worn those.
I know. I was like, what the hell? Just got like new shoes that are old, like new old shoes. Yeah, here's some new old shoes.
They're pretty basic.
They look cozy.
Yeah, all my shoes are black and white as well.
It just works with everything.
It just like fits with everything.
It just goes.
Yeah. What's another thing you've come across that women do? I can't think off the top of my head because I wasn't prepared for this conversation or subject.
Fuck. I mean, you know, I'm just trying to think of things that aren't related to like what they do in regards to like men.
Well, okay, so like
because women can be very like stalkerish and do weird
very
shit
detective,
too.
Yeah.
They do weird things behind the scenes that it's like It's not as blatantly creepy as like when men do it because men is like you see some weird shit, and you're like, oh, this guy's a freak. But like women like do shit behind the scenes that you're like, you find out, you're like, she's sick and twisted.
Weird,
like
yeah.
she's weird.
Yeah.
Like real weird shit. Like they'll be your friend and then be like,
oh yeah,
telling on you at work or some shit. I don't know. Like
yeah, some weird shit like that.
There's some lady at my job that like the one that offered us the tickets for the football game, and she like loves me at work because I'm so helpful, and everyone's like, don't trust that bitch. She's gonna be nice and she's gonna like
stab you in the back.
She's secretly just watching you.
Oh shit.
So I'm like, I don't like talk to anybody.
Yeah.
Like too crazy at work. I just do my job and make jokes and keep it light.
Yeah. All the ladies love you.
All the ladies love me at work because I'm so helpful. They always say, you smell good. I say, thanks. That's nice.
They say you smell good?
They always say I smell good, yeah.
Huh.
I always go, oh, you smell good. And I'm like, you already know who I'm imitating. I'm imitating old black ladies.
Yeah.
It's mostly old black ladies in my job. They're like,
they like you.
They like me and they comment on my smell.
Okay.
And I just say, yeah, there you go, thanks.
So, I mean, like, cat people are weird. Cat girls are kind of weird.
Oh, my
and then
God.
Horse
You want
girls...
to talk about the cat people? Let's not go to the horse girls yet, okay? Because the horse girls is a little overdid. Let's talk about
What do you mean overdid?
Like, the horse girl joke is, like, so, like, it's just, like, done. It's like you're beating a dead horse.
I don't know the joke.
It's not even a joke so much as just a stereotype, right? It's just like there's like girls that are horse girls. They're from like Wyoming or some shit,
right?
And they like grew up where there's horses, and they rode horses as girls, and
they came to transplant in LA.
They came to LA, and they like they dress like very like innocent and like
innocent.
Yeah, and they like wear boots. And they wear like hats. Yeah, like sun hats. And
I'm trying to picture this girl that you're talking about because
it's like that new. It's not a new meme. But
is it like Taylor Swift?
Have you seen this meme recently? It's like a couple sitting down. They're dressed like they're in fucking some douchebag folk band, and it says like, if you see this outfit in your neighborhood, the rent's about to go up.
Didn't you post that?
I didn't post that.
Pretty sure you did.
I didn't post that. That's too basic.
I think you posted it or you sent it to me.
I didn't post it. I probably sent it to you.
Oh.
I didn't post that shit. Didn't you post that? You guys hear how she talks? Didn't you post that? All posh?
I'm just...
She's got the ring light on?
I'm just... it's not even on.
It was
We're not
on.
even recording.
It was on. The ring light was on, guys.
Anywho.
She was
You're
live.
like obsessed with this.
She was on Twitch.
Anyway. Yes, I have seen that. I do know what you're talking about.
She's all messing with me? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
Okay, so those are like horse girls. And then they move here and then they go hang out at Zebulon.
Zebulon,
They hang out at Zebulon and they order like the same drinks and they like...
want to do shrooms.
They want to do shrooms in Joshua Tree.
Yeah.
And they love Tame Impala's first album. And
it's a good album.
It is a good album. But still, like... They're...
Yes. Okay.
So the horse girl I'm saying is
overdone. What kind
of
guy likes a horse girl?
What kind of guy likes a horse girl? The dudes that like Turnstile.
Oh my god.
The dudes that like Turnstile
what
and
a
like
roller coaster.
They like the horse girls. Yeah, it's like the fucking soft dudes with like round circular wireframe glasses, and they like. I love Ellen Ginsberg and like.
You say Ellen DeGeneres.
I love Ellen DeGeneres and
bold.
Ellen Ginsberg.
Very bold.
Yeah, and they're like, I love Jack Kerouac, and I want to be Jack Kerouac.
I don't know who you're talking about, but that's okay.
Like,
let's go. So,
like the Beat Gen writers, F. Scott Fitzgerald. Like they want to be like this, like, or they love Bukowski.
Yeah.
And they're like, I love Bukowski too, but like, he's not my personality trait,
He's a good writer.
Yeah, he is. He's very, like, tortured man.
He's very honest.
He's an alcoholic.
I like how honest he was.
I like how honest he is.
Not enough people are honest.
He's very honest about himself and other people.
Yeah, and now the people that enjoy, it's sad that the people that enjoy him are exactly.
He would have hated them.
They're actually not honest. They're actually trying to be some version of him.
As if that's what he wanted.
Yeah.
He's not telling anybody to be like him.
Yeah, he's definitely not. And
yeah, they kind of ruined Bukowski's rep.
definitely
the fans, right?
Yeah.
It's I think that's a thing nowadays where an artist can like the perception of the artist can be like skewed by the fan base.
Right. I think that's, and not to get all crazy right now, but
Get crazy.
That's what Doja Cat was like intending when she told off her fans. Because
she's annoying.
She is annoying, but I still love her. But it's also like her fans were calling themselves kittens. Is what I read.
The fuck?
And she's like, fuck you guys. You guys are not calling yourself kittens because my real fans won't say that shit. And she told them off, I guess. And they're all like... I'm assuming that these people that are calling themselves kittens are probably like kids, right?
Yeah, and she's all pissed that like little kids love her.
And calling themselves kittens.
She's just annoying because like, you know that she likes... I was going to say something really fucked up. I was going to say...
Because she's racist?
No, I was gonna say, she like fucking sucks someone's dick to get famous, but like, God. She really like wanted to be famous, and now she got it.
I did know that she I've
really
been following her since
years.
Before she became famous.
Yeah, same.
And so it is interesting to watch like this whole transition of like
just like being like a piece of shit.
Now she's being an asshole, but I still get some kind of message of what she's trying to come across is like she doesn't want. I guess because now that she's like famous and stuff, she's trying to go back to like how she originally wanted to stay, maybe.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, it's just too soon. Like, she's trying to do this whole thing that artists do where I want to say, like, as an example here, like Schoolboy Q. Mm-hmm. When Schoolboy Q was making it onto, like, his first mixtapes were like Schoolboy Q, like the way people know him now. Mm-hmm. But when he was like mainstream, his first like singles and shit were like they're radio friendly, like not in terms of lyrics, but like the sound and like the aesthetic. So he like kind of in a way sold out to make a certain type of music, and then once he got established after a few years, then he's like, all right, I'm gonna drop some albums that are like real rap, and I'm gonna rap, and I'm gonna make like real music with like my homies like that he grew up with, like the TDE guys. And he brought it back. He brought it back home. And like artists kind of do that where they, after a few years, after they make what like the labels wanted, they somehow maybe they'll get a hold of like their masters or something, and they start making like music that they always wanted to make.
Yeah. I just think that, and I get what you're saying, but that's not really what I was trying to say, is that she was trying to get her point across that people shouldn't be seeing her in this light anymore or seeing her as poppy. And I know that's what she was already kind of...
She made pop music.
I know that's what she was doing.
She did, though.
Yeah, but I think it's also still, like, okay to be like, okay, I don't want my fans to be called kittens. That's fucking annoying. Whether I'm in pop or not,
But do you think, like, Beyonce was, like... Do you think anyone cared if she had an opinion on if their fans cared about being the Beehive or not? Like...
I mean, the beehive sounds cooler than a kitten. Just gonna say that.
I don't know. It's just kind of.
I'd rather my fans be beehives and bees than to be fucking kittens.
It just comes off.
Kitten sounds like what? This is not a play school.
It just comes off kind of like pretentious. Like
you can. I'm not. That's not the point, babe. You're like still missing the point of like just saying you just don't like Doja Cat, so like you're just still, but you're not getting what I'm saying. She doesn't want that shit.
I get that.
So going back to Bukowski, like, he wouldn't have wanted this shit. So now, she's alive, so she's able to kind of, like, dictate what people should like. And she doesn't care if people don't like her at this point.
Yeah.
So,
but she kind of, set herself up for this whole situation.
And that's why she's saying something now, because she doesn't like it. She doesn't want to be seen that way. So she's stopping it in probably a rude way, very entitled and very like ungrateful. But ungrateful. She still doesn't like it, and she's being honest about that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, she's whack.
Imagine like going along with it and being like, "Oh yes, my fans are kittens," and like, ew.
I don't know.
Sorry.
I think she's just kind of like whack. She's mean.
You just don't like her. Yeah, she is mean.
Well,
And she is wacky. And I'm actually like...
You're saying I just don't like her, like, as if I don't have a reason. You're, like, trying to invalidate why.
No,
I'm saying,
it's
like...
because that's not the point. The point isn't to actually say if we like Doja Cat or not. It's actually just, like, to compare, like, Bukowski and his fans now to kind of a similar experience, but, like, she's alive.
Yeah.
You know, because Bukowski would have been pissed too. And he would have been an asshole about it.
Yeah, that's true. He probably would have been an asshole about it.
About all these, like, weird guys that are, like, idolizing him and pretending to be like him.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Trying to be, like, scummy and a lowlife and a dirtbag. And it's like, okay, that's...
There's a
your mom
whole
didn't like sacrifice all this shit for you to be known as a dirtbag.
I know, there was, like, a good frame of time where guys were just, like, on purpose being, like, drunk assholes because they like Bukowski.
It's so annoying.
And they're, like, they just like all these authors that they just want to be, like, flawed, terrible humans, like.
Yeah.
They want to be drunk and be, like terrible to women they date.
It was like a trend to look like that.
You know what annoys me is, like, dudes that do coke to do nothing but, like, hang out. And people who just do coke in general just, like, hang out. Like,
yeah,
if you're, like, a rock star and you got this crazy life, like, okay, I guess I get it. You gotta stay up all night because you're gonna go fucking party with, like, you know, Hollywood. Mm. But you're just gonna, like, chill and, like...
be at the house.
Act like your life is so exciting doing coke. Like, let's do some coke so we can stay up and, like, think about...
So we could drink more.
So we could drink more, yeah. So we could drink more fucking White Claws. I don't know.
No, those people don't drink White Claws. They drink, like...
Coke people?
Yeah.
What do Coke people drink?
Well, the Bukowski Coke people.
The Bukowski Coke people drink whiskey.
They drink whiskey.
They drink whiskey raw. They just drink it like that.
Straight.
They drink it straight. And they always have a cigarette.
Yeah.
And they are, like, a little unkempt. They're just, like... think they're just fucking... Look. It's a fucking look. And they just like to look like their life is just a mess.
There was a period in that same time where girls were trying to be Mia Wallace from Pulp Fiction.
Oh my god. And they're dating those dudes? Yeah. And they're also like, I'm gonna save him.
I'm a scumbag as well.
Yeah, there was a period of time
and I'm gonna cut my bangs really short.
Man,
and
don't get me started.
It's gonna be crooked. And yeah. I'm gonna look very tired.
There's a whole period of time, where girls
were
also trying to be scummy.
I like this because we're talking a lot of shit, but I know it's not gonna be an enjoyable episode.
Why not?
Oh well.
Who doesn't enjoy a good
shit talk?
Shit talk. As far as I'm concerned, this is history.
It's just because I think you and I like observed too much, and we might be too critical or too come off too judgmental.
Fuck it. Who cares?
So, what I'm trying to say is that I don't think enough people have actually observed what we've observed.
Oh.
So they don't know what we're talking about.
Okay, if you're listening, I want you to think about all the dudes in your life that act like these dudes and ask them if they like Bukowski. Just say, hey, do you like Charles Bukowski?
Do you know who Mia Wallace is?
Do you know? Chances are these dudes will tell you that they love Bukowski and they probably won't be able to name like one Bukowski book. Mm-hmm. And then the girls will probably be like, who's Uma Thurman? Uma Thurman?
Uma Simpson?
Uma?
Yes. It was a look for some people what would you say, like a couple of years ago?
I don't know. I know a lot of people from high school that loved that whole vibe. Mm-hmm. And they would all just get drunk every weekend and just like do nothing and
maybe play some records.
Play records and just like fucking listen to Led Zeppelin. I don't know. It's just a weird vibe, like just to be cool drunk. Yeah, Led Zeppelin's actually pretty sick. But like just to be just like fucked up all the time and like smoking shitty cigarettes and drinking shitty beer and just acting shitty.
And it was like intentional to drink Pabst.
Yeah, to drink shitty beer and then like act really fucked up and then like cause drama in your life.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably the weirdest thing girls have done. And definitely guys too. That's actually, when we're talking about weird shit that guys and girls do, taking on like embodying personality traits from like people that they kind of like vicariously live through, like artists
or
and
even
authors.
Like a character.
Like we're talking about Doja Cat. Like, yeah, she probably, you're right. To be fair to her, she probably fucking hates that people listen to her shit and observe her, and then they're like, I'm gonna emulate her.
Yes.
And she's like, I'm fucking weird and annoying. Yeah. I'm a scummy bitch, so, like, don't be like me. Yeah. I don't even want you to be like me. You want to be a kitten? Like, I'm just making music and expressing myself, and you're, like, making it serious. Mm-hmm. Which, like, she signed up, to be famous.
Yeah, but that wasn't the point.
But that's not the point that you're making. I get that. And you're saying Bukowski also wasn't intending to be famous. Mm-hmm. He just was expressing himself.
He just wanted to be a writer.
He just wanted to be writing. He was a prolific writer.
And he didn't get noticed for a long time.
Yeah, he didn't.
And he didn't get published. Mm-hmm. And he kept trying and he kept trying and he didn't give up. Yeah. And eventually it happened later in his life. Mm-hmm. And, he actually became more famous after he died.
Yeah. And you know what? The same dudes that love Bukowski are the same dudes that also love Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Oh, yeah.
Those guys, that was also... the Hunter S. Thompson guys are, like, also fucking annoying. They're just, like, so annoying. It's like their whole life, their personality is like, I can't play an instrument, I can't make art, I'm just gonna like base my personality on
drugs,
on Johnny Depp's character from Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. I'm never gonna read a Hunter S. Thompson, but read Bukowski.
It's a good movie.
People who are listening have to know people like this. You guys have to know people that are like this.
Possibly.
Right? Like what I'm like curious what like Generation Z's like equivalent is of that. Like, are people trying to be like people from like the 90s now?
People are trying to be, I think a lot of Gen Z kids are trying to act and talk and be black.
Oh shit.
I know that's like really
that's
really bold to say, but I mean, we were just talking about how a lot of the terms that they're using, they're being coined as Gen Z terms, but in reality,
they're not. It's black vernacular.
Yeah. So it's a lot of like, again, stolen culture.
It's all like, what is the word?
And they're getting the credit for it, which is kind of obnoxious to me.
What's the word? Like geographically based? Like it's all like. It's all slang shit that's like not even like they're taking it from multiple types of black culture across the country because like the
different types of
because the vernacular is different, like the slang is different in all different parts of the country. If you're from like the Bay, you say shit like hella and yee, and like if like from the South they say different shit, like in Atlanta, and they say shit different in Florida. In New York they definitely say shit different. They go, that's mad, not dead ass B.
Yeah.
And in California, we definitely talk a certain way.
We pronounce things
things like, hey, blood, what's up? What's cracking over here? Like,
yeah. So I feel like, a lot of them are talking the same way, and they're getting a lot of credit for it, for coming up with these words, but it's like...
as if they coined it.
Yeah. And it's like, that's not really the case.
It's like the Elvis phenomena, like, they're taking something that's not theirs and they're getting all the credit for it because they're the ones up front and center.
Yeah. And it's becoming noticeable because it's not only black kids anymore, it's white kids that are trying to be like that. And it's like Latino kids and Asian kids and, all types of kids.
I'm calling for all people of color to unify and reclaim white slang. I want to see black kids in the street saying "Gee Willikers" and "Gee Golly."
Yeah. So.
What else do white people say? They go darn.
Well, so what else would be like kind of an equivalent to what that looks like in Gen Z of Fear and Loathing?
Oh, like them emulating famous people.
Yeah, or characters.
That's true. Well, they're emulating a whole people.
Yeah.
Real people.
Culture.
Not that Bukowski's not real, but like. It's like they're emulating a whole... It's actually a lot worse because they're appropriating... their identity is an appropriation of
And they actually feel like they deserve that credit for creating these, thinking that they're creating this
they
type
think
of
because it's
language
like,
or style.
yeah, they think
And
because it's
like,
prevalent in their
no,
generation that it's like theirs.
it's theirs. Yeah.
But it's like, what?
No.
It's not true.
Yeah. They're strange. Gen Z is very rude.
Gen Z's rude. And you know what? They need to make a law where you can just beat up kids.
Yeah, I wish that was the case.
There should be like some sort of rule. 3 strikes. You gotta hit a kid.
Yeah, like I wish, I don't know, teachers could like yell at kids more. I feel like now they're not allowed to do things like that anymore.
They're not allowed to yell, raise their voice, get mad. They just have to be like, okay, I respect you.
Yeah.
I respect you so. They have to like,
or else they're being recorded.
Yeah, they have to like. You have to like respect kids and just young people in general so much now. Like when they don't even deserve it.
They don't. It's kind of annoying.
Yeah, because they want to.
Like I understand, like yes, respect your body and all that, but it's also like, why do I need to respect you? What have you done for this world? You've only been here for like 12 years.
I know, like why, it's just very entitled, like,
right?
Like they don't want to have to be like responsible for having to do the work to earn someone's respect and trust. They just want it like off the bat.
Yeah.
And then they'll like, the argument is like, well, you should just respect people. Like, yeah, like living, yeah, you should respect someone's life and their privacy. But like, that doesn't mean that like you have to be like fucking bending over backwards and kissing ass to young people so they don't get offended. Like, who the fuck cares if you're offended?
So they could be nice to you. Like, what?
I'm just tired of kids. You know what? Like, if you're an adult and you're offended by things, I understand. Like, there's a limit where it's like, okay, like, everyone has their own limit on what they decide. Like someone's offense, what they're offended by is like too much for them to handle. But like young kids I feel like there's just no excuse. Like why are you so like offended by everything? Like young kids, like
mm-hmm.
The minute you hold them accountable or you want to talk about this idea of respect, it's like, well, then they're offended by all these things that older generations do. And I guess when we were young, we probably did the same thing to older generations. It's just that, like, I don't know, I just feel like kids don't really understand, like, the value of time and money. And
yeah,
they're being thrust into this world where money's not going to mean shit,
Mm-hmm.
Because just the price of things is insane in America, But, like, if you're an American kid, you're just like growing up with this idea that you're just supposed to be given respect without doing anything. You're not reciprocating it either, so it's like, why would you need to get all this respect?
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't know. I know I have family members that are like kids and they're pretty well behaved and good kids, but
yeah, this doesn't apply to all the kids. It's just
of course
like
not.
A lot of the kids that we've come across.
Just the kids on the internet, which is a shitload of them.
It's a lot. There's a lot of kids on the internet.
Yeah. How do we stop these kids from being on the internet?
I don't know.
What age were you when you got on the internet? And started using it, and you were out there?
Like MySpace?
Yeah, like what age did you have an identity on the internet?
Identity?
Yeah.
Well, I first had a MySpace when I was...
Was that the first thing you used? You didn't have AIM
seventh
or like
grade.
Or any of that other stuff?
No, I don't think so. I might have, but I don't think so. I think 7th grade was the grade where I had a MySpace. Mm-hmm. And I used it in the summer going into 8th grade.
That was prime time.
Yeah, that was prime time where I was like,
prime
this
MySpace
is
time.
fun. This is cool.
Hey, it's me.
Hey, friend.
Custom header. Post a bulletin.
Yeah, so that's when I went on the internet. Anyway, we got a little sidetracked because we hate kids.
We're talking about, we just hate kids. We're talking about, like, the equivalent to, like, people emulating famous people.
Yes.
Like, what are kids trying to do now? Who are they trying to be?
A lot of guys were also trying to be like Kramer. Do you remember
Kramer?
that?
What the fuck? That's like random.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of dudes are trying to be Tim Robinson now.
I mean, like, even Shia LaBeouf was kind of trying to do that, and even Stevens.
What? He was trying to be Kramer?
He had a photo, not the photo, but I don't know if you remember the episode where he gets painted, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty popular that there's a painting of him.
Yeah, and you're saying that Shia LaBeouf's character and even Stevens had a painting in his room.
Yes, that painting.
Yeah.
Of Kramer.
Yeah, he's a young Jewish kid. This is a Jewish comedian he looks up to.
Yeah. And guys were trying to be like Kramer.
Right, but I mean, that's
like
not like his...
walking around looking like Kramer, too. It's weird.
I think I remember that. The guys were dressing like they were wearing blazers and shit, and like they were like teasing their hair all crazy. And,
and like their loose, baggy, like collared shirts.
And just trying to seem like just very like unhinged.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was it.
There's a few personality archetypes that are just like that. That's true. There's like the classic manic pixie. The manic pixie dream girl.
Cut? Yeah.
Like the Scott Pilgrim like chick, you know?
Yeah, that was a look
that's
when
a look,
we were younger.
That's the type of shit that like girls are trying to go for. They're trying to be like that.
Mm-hmm.
And guys are trying to be like Michael Cera's, just like soft, weird, fucking creepy dude who...
You know what's funny?
Was low-key dating a high school girl.
Did you ever try to look like anything or anyone?
Yeah, of course.
You did?
Of course I did. I tried to grow my hair out really long because I wanted hair like Jim Morrison.
Yeah, a lot of guys did.
I love Jim Morrison. He's so like artistic, like he's just so like deep and like all these women love him and he's just an artist and I want to be an artist.
He was very cool.
He was just very cool and he would talk like this, really cool, and he was very articulate.
Yeah.
And I would like read all his like his books about him and shit. Like I was a big fan of him. And Jimi Hendrix. I was a huge fan of Jimi Hendrix.
You try to look like Jimi Hendrix?
No, because I wasn't black. But if I was a young black kid, I'd probably
be like him.
Yeah, I used to get like upset.
He was also very cool.
I used to get upset that my hair wasn't like curly. I'd be like, my hair's not curly. I can never grow an afro.
A lot of guys can relate to that, right?
Yeah,
now.
I was like,
they're getting perms.
That's true. You know, it never even
that's
was
another
an option.
thing. That guys are trying to perm their hair because they want to be a part of black culture or something.
I mean, it's like in the 70s it was men doing it and now it's kids doing it to try to be like rappers and shit.
Yeah. It's like a weird
They all got the stupid little curl loaf. We're at 52 minutes. I think we're done.
You want to just end it here or you want to talk a little more shit?
Let's just talk a little more shit.
I was enjoying this conversation.
Yeah, this was a good conversation.
Just because we were genuinely just talking shit.
I think we just need to talk more shit. I think the people want more shit talking.
Anyway, yeah, the perm. So you were mad that you couldn't grow curly hair.
I was mad that I couldn't grow curly hair like Jimi Hendrix and that I didn't look like that.
Yeah.
I didn't have like the features. I was like, I guess I could maybe look like Jim Morrison. Like maybe look like that. I have like a similar nose and I could get my hair. I mean, my hair was kind of wavy when it grew out. But I was like a chubby little kid that was just like... I also loved Kurt Cobain, but I was like a...
You can't.
I wanted to dye my hair and like be all like rebellious and shit.
Right.
I wasn't going to put on a dress or anything, but like I would wear like my Kurt Cobain t-shirts and just like wanted to just be like... grungy, and I would try to like rip my jeans and fuck up my Converse on purpose and just real cringe shit that little kids do, like just to have personality. Having personality is so important when you're a kid.
Yeah.
Because it's like it's how you stand out, and you kind of see when you're a kid like, oh, like you have personality. You kind of can cement your identity into like socially. And it can like does all kinds of shit. It gets you friends, or it gets you respect,
people
or it gets
think you look cool,
or it distances you from people you don't want to be, interacting with, and or as a young boy, like you see what girls like too. You're like, oh, girls kind of like this look, girls kind of like that. Yeah.
I don't know what I wanted to or who I wanted to look like. I know I wanted to look like Selena.
What?
Yeah. And I never. Here's the problem, though, is that I had this weird thing where I would go on like this weird. I don't know. I'd be very brave. And it was just like maybe I was just tired of like waiting for my hair to grow long. So I would just cut my hair.
What?
Yeah. I would just cut my hair because I was impatient.
The hell?
But I wanted to have long hair like her.
But you kept cutting it? It's weird.
And I wanted to like pull off red lipstick, but I couldn't.
Damn. You pull it off.
Now my hair is long, so I could probably finally be here for Halloween.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't think there was like any other person that I really wanted to be or look like. But I struggled with that because I struggled with finding like an identity or personality to really look like.
Yeah, you know what? Looking back, it kind of does now, like, I see why representation is important now as an adult. Because when I was a young boy, there weren't many Latino men in, like, that were famous or that were part of, like...
Hillary Duff was also
cultures.
another one for me.
Oh, yeah, you would say that.
But I knew I couldn't look like her, so I always wanted to have bangs.
Yeah, but you felt like, you know, physically like you related to her.
Yeah.
And that was still important.
Right.
But, like, there weren't a lot of, like, Latino people for us to be, like, this is who we could look like. I mean, Selena was a really good one for girls.
Mm-hmm.
But I couldn't think. There was not one, like, who the fuck was going to want to look like Carlos Santana? Like, George Lopez? Like.
Yeah, it was hard for me because, like, yeah, I found myself, like, liking, you know, shows where the lead was, like, some white girl or something.
Yeah.
And
someone who doesn't look anything like you.
Yeah,
or people
usually,
in your
like,
family.
a blonde girl or something.
Yeah. And same thing when I was a kid. It was, like, Brad Pitt was, like, that was, like, the dude that, like, all the guys wanted to be.
Even, like I've mentioned before, like, even in Lizzie McGuire, like, Miranda, like, I wanted to look like her, too. Mm-hmm. Because she had dark hair like me, and she was a brunette. She was Latina in the show.
Yeah, she was. She's really Jewish.
She's Filipino.
Oh, Filipino. She's Filipino Jewish.
Oh, I didn't know she's Jewish. But yeah, so, like, it was just kind of hard for me. I couldn't look like people. Yeah. Also, my face was really weird when I was younger, so
yeah,
it's hard for me to look. I couldn't find my look.
Your eyes didn't grow in yet.
Yes.
I think that's it, babe.
That's it?
I think we really talked up a storm.
We talked a lot.
Yeah.
Hopefully it sounds good.
I think so. If you guys think it sounds good, reach out. Say, hey, sounds good. You guys are racist. Fuck you.
I hate kids.
I love Charles Bukowski. You guys suck. Like,
they're going to say, I love Charles Bukowski. I love Fear and Loathing.
There's a whole group of people that we like grew up with as high schoolers that like totally are fit into this Bukowski like scumbag type of like
person.
Shit, yeah. And now they're just like washed up. If you're listening, you're washed up. Congratulations.
You peaked.
You peaked. Shit.
It's as good as it's gonna get.
It's as good as it's gonna get. It was good while listed.
Listed.
It was good while listed.
Molested.
Better luck next year.
Just know you can always try again tomorrow. You didn't peak. And live, love, and laugh. And
if you did peak, you can't try anymore. You're done.
And
bye.
Just dance like no one's watching.
Oh my gosh.
That's it.